What's up? This is a sHiZ iLog. This is another one. But this is sHiZ iLog for if I was Microsoft. I would do the following. Funnel a relationship with Yahoo. Now, a lot of you folks think that Yahoo is a failing enterprise. That is not entirely true. The search engine, yes. And, as you all know, Yahoo started out as a search engine, just like Google. It started out as a search engine. And it was popular for years. It was one of the most popular search engine for years. And remember how Yahoo was, for those of you who've been around it a long time? Remember, it was all categorized. It was all categories. And if you owned a website, you had to submit your website to Yahoo. They examine your website and then they add it to their directory. So it's more like a directory. But then, when it came to just standard web searches, they used ports, like they aggregated results from Alta Vista and Excite, I believe. You guys remember Excite? Oh my gosh, Excite. That was another search engine. I think they're still around, actually. More I think about it, I think Excite is still around, but I think someone bought them out and integrated that search engine with theirs. I think Time Warner. I'm not exactly sure about that. But anyway, that's not about Microsoft. But now what Yahoo does is, I'm not exactly sure they got rid of their category searches, their directory. But they, what they did was they are using Bing for their searches. And so basically when you do a Yahoo search, you pull up Bing, basically. Now you notice that if you're on Flickr and you use the GeoMap on Flickr, where you add your photos to a map, or automatically they're added if you take a picture with a camera that has GPS on it, specifically a cell phone, but there are a lot of cameras out there that have GPS on it. There's a few. There's this Canon that I want. Coolpix that has a GPS unit sitting right on top, and it records all your GPS coordinates into the picture. And so Yahoo Maps used to be a mapping solution, but they got rid of that, and they got with Bing Maps for a little bit. But then they switched from that to a company that Nokia, I think that's how you pronounce it, that Nokia uses for searches, for maps, I mean. And so what's good about that is that Yahoo is starting to realize that their own services don't really work like the others. Nokia and Bing Maps have done a lot of, they work together a lot to improve their maps. Bing Maps is a great mapping solutions in itself, but it definitely wasn't as good as Nokia. Nokia had the best mapping solution. And so when you integrate the two together, then you have a great mapping solution. Of course, Google Maps is the most popular. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best. It's good. It's damn good, but it's not the best. Nokia is better, way better. And so Yahoo started using the Nokia brand of maps, and I don't remember the name of it right now on top of my head, but they're using a third party for all their mapping solutions. Now, Yahoo has a lot of other services that works out for it. Flickr is one of them. Flickr is one of the most popular photo sharing websites out there. And yeah, they got these little, I'm going to say, Instagram and, there's a lot of little cute little, twig pics, and they got Facebook photos. And people probably share a lot of photos on Facebook, mostly though. I see more photos on Facebook from my friends more so than I do on any other social networking. And I say for my friends, friends that I actually know, friends that I actually see in person or have seen in person sometime in my life. That's where I see most of my pictures. On Flickr, though, Flickr is the most popular for professional photographers or pro-amateur photographers. Now, I'm consider myself a amateur pro. Well, pro-amateur, pro-amateur sounds better to me. Amateur pro sounds like a step below pro-am. So I'm an am pro, not pro-am. Since I'm an am pro, photography, Flickr is a great place for me to share my photos. And basically, it's a place where I store every single photo I take and any videos that are under 90 seconds. Everything goes on Flickr. Even if it's a messed up picture that where I accidentally clicked on the shutter button of the floor, I upload to Flickr. It's a storage hub. It's like SkyDrive, for instance. It's a place where I know my stuff will never be deleted, and it stores there forever. And I pay my $24.99 a month to keep my photos on there. Actually, when you store your stuff on Flickr, your pictures are stored forever. You just can't see them. You know, it only shows you the last 200 pictures. So if you have 20,000 pictures on there, you will never see them. But they're on the server, and the Yahoo has an agreement. So when you do pay your $24.99, then all of a sudden your photos start showing up. So this is like kind of a little FYI there. Let's see, a lot of stars in the sky. There's the moon, but you can't see the stars with this camera. Pretty interesting. I mean, the stars are always up there, but it's hard to see when there's a lot of light pollution. But that's beside the point. Now, another thing that Yahoo has a lot of is Yahoo News. It is actually one of the most popular websites to go to for news because they port their news from other sources like Wall Street Journal, New York Times, LA Times, and also international newspapers and smaller newspapers. And so they port their information from other news, and of course they got the Associate Press, where they port their information from, and it all gets ported onto Yahoo. And so Yahoo is a great portal for that. We all know about MSN, you know, that's owned by Microsoft. We used to have MSNBC. That used to be a really popular site, but of course, as you know, if you go to MSNBC, it automatically redirects to NBCnews.com. Because of that, somehow NBC and Microsoft lost that relationship. I would have to say that was a really bad idea, Microsoft. And here's the reason. I mean, to have one television station in your favor. NBC is not the most popular. You know, ABC is. ABC is probably the most popular channel out there because they have some of the best programming. Fox has a lot of good stuff on there too, but you know, Fox News is very very biased, and I just can't see, you know, Microsoft working with them because if they want to be in the middle ground for everybody, they want to get with somebody who is not extremely left or extremely right when it comes to news. So CNN is not a good idea either. Even though CNN advertises that they're non-biased, you know, it's not a good idea to get with somebody who's known to be extremely or somewhat on the left, and then Fox is extremely on the right. So here's my thing is that I think NBC was a great portal for them, and they could have had one TV station that was in their favor. Because then you got television, and then of course you do ad placements in movies, and there you go. Should Microsoft get into the movie business? That would be funny, actually. That I don't think is a good idea. What we're looking at here is that I think Yahoo will be a great partnership. I mean, as you know, I think it was in '97, Yahoo was considering selling itself to Microsoft, and Microsoft was going to take over Yahoo. I can imagine that, you know, over a year's time, you will have to convert your Yahoo ID to a Microsoft ID, like a Windows Live ID, And if you were using Yahoo Mail, it would have been changed over to Windows Live Mail. Of course, now it's Outlook.com. So that would have been great. But here's what I'm looking at. I'm not saying change what Yahoo's doing. I'm talking about partnership as far as sign-in address. Let's take the Yahoo IDs, turn them into Windows Live IDs or Microsoft IDs, okay? And they're still Yahoo.com. It's still ymail.com. It's still using the same domains, but they're now become Microsoft IDs. And then they can share the information in the profile. So if you want to change your profile, you will go over to the Microsoft portal, okay, and you add your picture there, your avatar. You have your Xbox avatar, you have your Yahoo avatar, and then you have your profile picture, and that will become your profile. And so then you're sharing the IDs the same way. And then Microsoft has a wonderful thing where you can add linked ID accounts. So if you have a Yahoo Mail, all you gotta do is click on that top right, and you can select Yahoo, and then you click on the top right and you select Outlook.com. So you can connect multiple accounts. Of course, I think that the user should be given a choice if they have a Yahoo ID to switch over to Outlook.com completely. And I think it should be something like this, where it's a one-way transaction. Okay, you can stick with Yahoo Mail and let Yahoo host your email services, or maybe, okay, here's something. And I just thought about this, so sorry about this rambling here. I really think that Yahoo Mail should give it up and give it to Outlook, because let me tell you, Outlook, and it didn't used to be like this with Hotmail. It didn't used to be like this with Hotmail. But Outlook.com does a wonderful job handling junk mail. Wonderful. I love it. And yes, you open up your Outlook.com and you'll see like 300 messages of junk mail, but it's in the junk mail box, in the junk mail folder. If I decide never to go there, in 30 days, it will delete automatically anyway. But it's never in my inbox. I don't see a whole lot of crap in my inbox, which is what I want to see anyway. I don't want to see a whole bunch of Nigerian scams on my inbox. It all goes in my junk box. Okay? So I think Yahoo should give it up and just let Outlook.com handle people's emails and just do a slow conversion, like take pieces of people's Yahoos and switch them over to Outlook. And then what Yahoo can do is concentrate on continuing everything as is. Just continue as is. With the Yahoo News, Flickr, and all that. Microsoft only has maybe stock in Yahoo, just like how they do Facebook. This has stock in Yahoo, but Yahoo will still continue to do business as usual. Okay? But I really think that they should give up all their services, that like the email. And now here's one thing I think Microsoft should do. Microsoft should let go of their groups. So if this partnership happens, and it should be a forever partnership, like something that cannot be broken, because once you tie in the user IDs together, there'll be no way of separating them. Once that happens, then I really believe that the Microsoft groups or MSN groups or whatever it was called, Microsoft should just give it up. And what Yahoo groups can do is funnel some of that information over and convert them into Yahoo groups. And just let the admins know, hey, we're going to convert your group into a Yahoo group, and this is how we're going to do it, and it's going to take place on this date, and let's do a few at a time with MSN groups and switch them over to Yahoo groups. I really think that would be a much better service. I mean, I don't know if anybody else agree, because Yahoo groups is definitely a far superior than MSN groups, And so, and then Yahoo Messenger. Yeah, let's get rid of that. So here's what I'm thinking is either one or two ways with Yahoo ID is to make them one and the same, where if you have a Yahoo, it's like how Skype is. You have a username on Skype and you have a Windows Live ID. They both become one, and that's it. So if you have a Yahoo ID, you can attach it to a Windows Live ID, and you can maintain your Yahoo ID as your username for Yahoo. And if you have svcglobal.net, which is a DSL service, you can do the same with that as well, with an option to detach if it's SVC Global in case you decide to cancel your DSL service. And then you convert it to a Yahoo ID. So, but the thing is that when you log into Yahoo, instead of logging into Yahoo, you log into Yahoo with either your Yahoo email address or your Microsoft email address, and it will log into the same thing, and the passwords are synchronized and everything. And so it becomes one and the same. If you have multiple Yahoo IDs, what's great about Microsoft IDs is that you can link different accounts together. I think I already said this. So when you link the accounts together, if you have another Yahoo ID and another Windows Live ID, you can attach those together, and that will become a separate account. And then using a drop-down box in the top right, which can be matched across all services, that will just switch you to another account. And so I really do believe that this will actually work for Yahoo, and in the fact that they can collaborate on different services. Microsoft can give up their news gathering service and start funneling some of their news services and resources over to Yahoo. So Microsoft becomes a partner in that way. So I think Microsoft should do this: lose the groups and lose the news services, port them over to Yahoo. So you don't have to fire anybody. Just instead of providing for your own site, you're providing it for Yahoo. So if you go to msn.com, it'll be redirected to Yahoo News. And then you have both teams working together. Move the offices to Cupertino. I don't know the name of the city. I think it's Cupertino, something like that, California. I believe that's where Yahoo's at. I'm not exactly sure where their news team is at. They're in a different place, but they can work together. And so Microsoft and Yahoo can still become that one partnership. Now, a lot of people out there are saying Yahoo and Microsoft should not get together. And they didn't because of the Federal Trade Commission. They stepped in and said, nope, can do. Antitrust, nope, no way. But there's nothing that can stop them from becoming partners. Now, we have a Google representative or an ex-Google employee who just became CEO of Yahoo. Now, here's the only thing that can stop this partnership from happening, if it's going to happen, is that the Yahoo CEO still loves Google, and she decides to do that with Google. I don't have any problems with Google at all, except the kind of hidden stuff that they do. They do this little sneaky things that they do sometimes. Yahoo Maps don't work on Windows Phone 8. And they decided they don't want to create any apps for Windows Phone 8. I really think that's dumb. I think Google, really, maybe two of your most popular services, like, I'm not talking about Google Analytics app for Windows Phone 8. I'm not talking about a Google search app or something like that. Why not just create a YouTube app? YouTube app, great. And a Google Groups app. There's a couple of things. Or a Google Apps app. If a person who loves Windows Phone, but their company use Google Apps for all their services, they should have no problem downloading Google Apps so they can open up Google Docs or Google Drive documents on a Windows Phone 8. What is the problem with that, Google? I think you should create a couple of apps. Microsoft is willing to design the YouTube app for you. Allow them to have access to the metadata. But I'm going on to a whole different topic because this sHiZ iLog, if I was Microsoft, was supposed to be about Yahoo and Microsoft partnering. And so we all know that the SEC is not going to allow Microsoft buy Yahoo. That's not going to happen. But I still believe that they can still be a great partner because I don't think Yahoo is failing. I think Yahoo's going to be around for a very long time. And who knows what the new CEO of Yahoo is going to do to help increase some validity into Yahoo sustaining a good footprint in the internet world. Because Google, I mean, they're all about taking over the world. I know I said this before. Google's all about taking over the world. Apple's all about use me and no one else. And Microsoft's all about money. And that's it. It's all about money. If Microsoft can make money, that's it. You know, that's all they care about is money. They just want the money. Okay? So, who knows what Yahoo's going to do? Who knows if Yahoo and Google decide to get together, if that's going to get stopped by the FTC? If it doesn't, I think Microsoft should sue because that's unfair. Because Google has a lot of services, and I do believe that they're just like Microsoft. They're trying to do everything. So is Google. So I'm at 21 minutes. That's the end of my sHiZ iLog, and I'll end it by saying, peace out.